So this is a journey that we've been on. Yeah?
Yes.
Greta, right? Wyndham Ridge, we built a Lachlan.
Yes.
Yeah? And it's really cool because what we've done today is compare the Lachlan and the Francis, which became the merge. We stole half of the Francis for the granny flat and other aspects, and half of the Lachlan for this one, and we built an Oxley. So what do you think of your house?
It's really good. I mean, we did the first project with Haverton a few years ago now,
Yep.
and compared that one to this, the finer details are being looked into.
Yes.
This one, I straight away noticed it makes a big difference for, I think, a tenant when they come in
100%.
to see tiles that are different grade, the finishings, the furnishings.
It's all been rejigged.
All up there.
Constantly.
Even the PowerPoints, the lights,
The
something
new
as
lights in the
simple as
bedrooms,
that. Yeah,
that big diffuser light.
makes a massive difference. I think not aesthetically, but it also makes it a home,
Yes.
not a house.
Yes.
So I think that's important in the rental market as well for us.
Yes. Obviously your last one did well enough that you've done an equity release from the last one to do this one. Which
Yes.
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you're making money out there, you've made money out there, you've made money here.
Yes.
Has
Yes.
Anand done a value of this one yet to tell you how much you've already made here or not yet?
Not yet, but maybe soon.
I've been seeing all the values. You've done very nicely once again, which
Thank
is
you,
very
Jeff.
important. Yeah, it's good. So when we go back, because there's people who will watch this, and this is what it's for, it's people who haven't made their mind up,
Yes.
right? And ironically, they're watching this and they're sitting there and going, should we do one? And here we are, and we have done two. If you remember way back, and I remember sitting in your lounge room for the very first time, and you two having that face that you had a moment ago,
Yes.
because it was like, is this dangerous? Should we do it?
I think it's quite normal, it's quite natural.
course.
At the end of the day, you work hard
Yep.
and you need to find the right person, the right team
Yep.
to actually give them your hard-earned money
Yep.
to then try and make something out of it so you can, if you're looking for a retirement plan, whatever your moments in life or goals in life are.
Yep.
So what we did was at that point in time, it was a little bit hard for us to start, and I do know we had a lot of conversations with you back and forth. I think it went over 3, 4, 5 months, if I remember right.
Because there's no
before-
push.
Yes.
You've got to reach there.
Till you feel comfortable, and even when we did it, when we put our foot forward, I would think in the evening, is this the right thing? And it's not a bad thing to think about that way. But a year on, when the product was finished and it started showing me the rental returns, and that we were looking at a positively geared environment. A lot of people are so caught up in this negative gearing, and that really struck a note with us, because we didn't have to put anything out of our pocket. It was the bank's money making us money.
Well, it was lazy equity
You know?
until that moment in time. I talk about lazy equity. You had so much lazy equity it wasn't funny, and yet it was the fear. And it's good to address the fear because
Yes.
you didn't know whether I would do what I said I was going to do,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes.
And we did.
Yes.
Right. Now you talk about positive versus negative.
Yeah.
You're going to get some lovely rent from this one.
Yes.
So next door, right, somewhere between 450 and 560.
Yes.
Which is ridiculous when you think about our granny flat, but it's probably the best designed granny flat we've ever come up with, L-shaped
Yes,
kitchen, etc.,
yes.
big shower.
Yeah.
And then, you're looking at a 580 to 690 over this side.
Yes.
You add those two numbers together. When you first signed off on this way back when, we forecast 750.
Yeah.
Yes.
When the land was registering, I said to you, you're going to get like 920 plus,
Yeah.
and we're another 100 or so
I know.
above. So people, at the time when they're doing the numbers, and we're very conservative, we do it justified on the then numbers.
Yes.
When it finishes, you've made some money.
Yeah. I think they were realistic numbers put to us. I mean, we had a comparison. We were able to compare it with the other property that we had, and obviously putting money in. It was our second time around.
Yeah.
It was
We still dotted the I's and crossed the
easier,
T's.
but we still went through a lot of I wouldn't say challenges, but we wanted to make sure that we were getting it right again the second time.
Correct.
Even though it was an easier strategy to do it the second time around. So we still had to talk about the what ifs, as everybody would do.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because we'd all had COVID by then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you've had a build journey again. We had a wait journey for the land to register. That was a nightmare. I kept coming up every 2 or 3 weeks going, it is advancing, but it's not there. But then the build itself has been super quick.
Yes.
Yes,
We
it has been.
We were very surprised with the build, in fact.
Yes.
And I know I've asked you this question many times. What's my timeline?
Yep.
What's it looking like? And I know sometimes things are out of your hand, or the company's hand in terms of other things around.
And that, we went through that in COVID.
But the actual build itself was very methodical, excuse me, systematic.
Yeah.
And there was
Double check, cross check,
every-
double check, cross check, but
Yes.
go fast.
Every
And you do
week
that
update.
by not putting the gaps in there, right? Lots of times, builders will book the trade and allow it to overrun and then check it, and then the next trade comes in. Whereas we book the trade and check it as they're doing it, and check it the next day and have another trade booked for the same week.
Yeah.
So it's
Yes.
actually more attention, higher quality,
Yeah.
but I think it's 4 months and 2 weeks, which is
Yes. Yes.
incredible
It is.
for a dual living property,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you from Mark, from 0 to 10, about how happy you would feel recommending us to someone else.
We've got to discuss this.
Yes.
He did this last time.
We found a paint mark on the wall.
Yes, you did. We found a nice little, where somebody's walked past and touched it.
Yes.
And I'll send you a photo of that from Ricky tomorrow, and that shall be gone.
Thank you, Jeff.
No, but in all seriousness, it's. I'm going to say 10.
10 out of 10.
And it's not because,
Yeah.
it's a journey. It's a different type of journey. It's a business for you guys. You have to make money. We have to make money at the end of the day. But I think it's more of a relationship
It
that
is.
we build.
It is.
And it's become like family. I know when I pick up the phone and talk to you, you'll pick up the phone and talk to me. If you can't, you will answer me at 8 o'clock in the night, because I can only answer you at 8 o'clock in the night.
It shifts.
And,
Sometimes I'm talking to you and I'm
Yeah.
like, can the patient in the back of the ambulance also hear me?
Yeah.
Apart from your colleague.
And it's good to understand that. You understand where we are at,
Yeah.
the time limitation that we have, the work limitation
It's
that
a
we
mutual
have.
journey, and every
Yeah.
decision at this place is, what would I do if this was mine? Right? And
Yes.
Ricky's the same, and then every decision is, and we make that right call all
Yes,
the time.
yes.
All sorts of little things you wouldn't know about, we haven't even mentioned, but sleepers all the way around the back, because we realised that it was a bit uneven at the bottom. You can run a sleeper and that works well, all right? The fence, the steel doesn't work so well there, so you're slightly higher all round. But if you do choose to let people have pets, you've got a perfect perimeter, some extra
Yeah.
drainage points, just clever stuff as we went through.
Yeah.
No
Yes.
charge. What advice have you got? This is for the person who hasn't done any. All right, if you can remember back through that session, what would you say to someone who hasn't done any, and probably also says, well, it was great, they made money, but the market's gone up. What would you say to them?
Well, what I would say is, like I said last time as well, do your homework.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not for you, but maybe if you did your homework, went to the right people, pick up the phone, have a chat to Jeff. I'd say have a chat to Jeff, because when we started on this journey, it was not our bread and butter. Still not my bread and butter.
Yeah.
But if, like I say to everybody, if you empower yourself with people around you who can actually do good things for you,
Yeah.
then guess what? You're going to be on a winning note.
That's it.
And you were that expert advice for us. We've got Ricky over here, who's the man in charge of.
He's done a brilliant job.
Done a
He
fantastic
has.
job
All the
over here.
supervisors are very
Yes.
good. He's
Yeah.
done a brilliant job for you.
We've had
With his
the-
updates and
the people in the office who do those things and call us to let us know exactly every step, every stage.
Yeah.
And then the other things that work around, the person who helps me with my mortgage,
Yep.
Anand, he's fantastic. He does a great job for us. Your solicitor. So you need to get all these people on the line with you, because they will give you the advice, they will give you the know-how, and they will advise you. You then take that advice and you utilize it in the right way possible, and ask questions. If you don't know, the great thing was we asked a lot of questions. I'm putting $10. How much am I going to get for this?
Yeah.
When am I going to get this $10? what mode should I put in? Is there going to be any hidden costs? And all that stuff needs to be asked, and all that was asked, which was great. And even here I want to talk about real estate. Great real estate people who came and helped us. We have no doubts they're going to do this properly for us as well. So straight away we picked up the phone and said to them, you're going to do the job for us. And it's that customer relationship.
It's very important, and the referral relationship. We don't make a cent.
I think if anybody's thinking about doing this, don't wait, because the longer you wait, the longer it's going to take you to start on your journey. The longer it's going to take you to earn some money. So you're going to work a lot more.
Get on with it.
I don't think we're going to retire anytime soon, but you need.
It's going to be a lot sexier than it was going to be.
Yes.
So let's just talk to the people who've done one but not two yet. And interestingly, a few people have done handovers in the last 2 months and have talked to the camera about what they've done, and then have done another one since, right?
Yes.
So you're sitting there trying to work out whether to do the first one. It gets easier, right?
Yes.
What advice have you got for the people who've only done one? Because I'm going to send it to all of them and be cheeky and say, Dom and Candy have done 2 and you should think about it.
We're thinking, where next? All right.
Yes.
So if you already think you've done one, you've done the journey, you've got the experience, you've had the support, don't wait. Get in early. We actually waited. I'm going to say we waited after our first one. So this is.
I was never going to mention.
No,
that.
I'm going to say you learn from things that you do or don't. And we said now we'll wait, and then things started to get out very quickly. So we're going, hold on 1 second. The market's growing. What are we doing? Sitting and waiting.
So I've never, ever mentioned it to you. I'm just going to do 20 seconds, right? Because, and it wasn't you. It was you had some expert advice at that time.
Yes.
You had said yes to the second one.
Yes.
And you had fear about that second one and the location.
Yes.
And whether the area was right.
Correct.
Yes.
So I hope you have not looked at realestate.com and seen what it's done. I did a handover to Marin and Sugu before you.
Yep.
Deepu and Ligi were their referrer.
Okay.
They did one in Huntley to start with, as did they, and they put one into Christie Creek, which for all the reasons outside your world you decided not to do. Just going to let you know that Deepu and Ligi are very pleased with what they did, and Ligi doesn't work anymore. So sometimes that is a thing. Now I've never mentioned it out of respect.
No, it's
Right?
absolutely.
We missed a boat, but then we caught this one. So forget that for now, and we're back here.
Absolutely.
You've done very well here.
And you can sit and cry or spill milk. We just got to move on, like I said.
Right.
So people have done one.
But don't
wait.
hesitate.
Don't
Get on with
hesitate.
it. And if someone tells you it's not going to work, but all the maths has been done, I mean, I wouldn't go anywhere that doesn't pass the 24-point project. But we'll leave that. Now, the next thing we're going to do right now in a moment is what? We're going to go and have a look at another block, and it's not for you.
No, it's not for us.
Who's doing that block?
It's for my son.
Yes, Brad.
So he's young.
Yep.
It's time for him to start thinking differently as well, and we're encouraging him to get in early, get in the market early. So
It's
maybe when they're in their mid-30s, and they're thinking of family, thinking about traveling, thinking about other things. And it's all about, that support that you give your children as well. So,
So what you did first was, we did, right? No easy lane. We sat back around the table and we went back through the entire program with him.
Yes.
I was very impressed, though, younger generation, right? Less fear, understood it. Obviously you'd already done it. He's gone, yeah. And I'm going, what question do you go? No, that's exactly right. And he's in his job, and you've helped him because you've helped him with an equity release to help him with the deposit, and he will make the payments for it.
Yes.
But you've helped his borrowing capacity.
Yes.
And that's a lovely, lovely gift that you've given him, and he's very appreciative of it. He's cheeky about it because he's in the next street, and he says he's going to, in retirement, he's going to play golf and rattle your roof.
Yes.
But he knows what you've done for him.
Yeah, we do have home insurance.
Yes, I know. I did follow you up on that to make sure you'd done that. Yeah, it's part of our checklist. So even though you'd done one, we went back through that entire checklist again.
Yeah, and I think it's a great idea if you're looking at getting your children, into the whole family members into it. It's a no-brainer.
Yes.
You get in early, you build some equity over here, and then you can move. In your
So
next
the way that maths works for people, go see your broker, but essentially the child will borrow what the child can borrow, right, for the project. You have been good enough to do an equity release from a different project, right?
Yes.
And that means there's 2 loans. He services that loan and this loan, but in actual fact it's the property and the tax department which is paying for it, without which the child could not do it. Brad could not have done it on his own.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful gift. It's an enablement. It's an assistance. And interestingly enough, I have 2 other families doing exactly the same thing at this moment in time, and I mentioned you and that I would make the video. Now, last time you gave me, I think, a 9 out of 10 because you said I never give a 10 out of 10 and something about the cricket. So we're at 2 tests and 1 each, and both teams are good and bad, and we'll see what happens. But isn't it cool watching those teams perform?
Yeah, awesome. I love my cricket, so do you. So that's where we put a wall.
We put a wall in between.
And look, it's
Put a fence
It's
in
India
between.
versus
I
Australia.
would never rub your nose in the fact that I support the number 1 cricket team. And you would never rub my nose in the fact that you support the number 1 cricket team.
Here's where we go, India versus Australia.
I know. Jasprit has been doing exceptionally well.
Oh, we've got good cricketers on both sides.
Yeah.
Ask the man there. It's hiding.
So, all good, can go ahead, it's safe, and why don't we go and stand on Brad's block?
Yes,
think we should.
we can. Thank you. Thanks,
Cheers.
Jeff.
Done.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.